are back because I'm very gay. And what can I say? This caters to me. So we're back with Of the Devil. We are going to finish chapter 0 because there's probably like 10 minutes left of this chapter. It's just that I was closing in on 4 hours last stream, and so I didn't want to keep going just in case. But so we've already actually done the case part. So if you haven't seen any of this game and don't want to be spoiled, run. So we're going to finish up with whatever last stuff they've got, and then maybe start chapter 1, depending on how long that takes. And if not, I'll pivot to, I don't know, Phoenix Wright or something else with defense attorneys. So now I'm going to give the synopsis of what happened last time. So again, if you're worried about spoilers, cut out now. So, we're playing as Morgan, the hottest defense attorney ever. And we got called up in the middle of the night, and they're like, hey, we found this serial killer. Well, they didn't actually tell us that, but we found out later. We found this serial killer, and you have to defend them. And so we went in, and we did that. We talked to some cops, and then met our incredibly handsome defendant. And then we proved that he did not murder his girlfriend. Because we did. That's not how we proved it. We just did murder his girlfriend, apparently. Hot though she is. Good? Morgan might not be. But we don't know why she did all that stuff yet. We don't know why. We don't know why. God forbid a woman have hobbies. I was like, did I specifically get myself something to drink and then not? Because this game has a lot of talking, which means a lot of me talking, which means you need something to drink. So we, got our victory, and then we went home, and then this prosecutor broke into our house to talk to us. Apparently there's a long-standing relationship, because we all know that defense attorneys and prosecutors. What can I say? Can I make it any more obvious? Alright, now I want to play. Alright, so we're back to Of the Devil. Okay. We are so back. Yeah, see, this is Morgan. Do you remember when I said that she was so hot? This is why. This is why. 'Cause she's so hot. I'm such a sucker for like a tired, sarcastic, smoking character. It's just, I just think she's neat. Alright, let's go. Because we are about to start arguing. I really like the system in this. Oh. I mean, Carlos Flat, a serial killer. That's the guy who we were defending. The same serial killer that's outsmarted the state for weeks. She's not using his middle name. In the first one, the cops were talking about the guy, and they called him by his full name, and she was like, wow, he must be a serial killer, because they're using his middle name. He was found with a murder weapon. I can answer that any number of ways. Okay, and so this just shows, like, the evidence that we have and, like, what might be pertinent about it. And so that's a picture of us killing that guy's girlfriend. Ow. Okay. Fingers can't bend. He literally can't pull the trigger. Oh yeah, I think all of these show that he couldn't have done it. Let's go with the coat. That may be true, but then I glanced at the report. You glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Right. Yo, the music in this fucking game rips. I'm worried that I'm getting a little too loud, so I'm just gonna lower just a little bit, because I be getting excited, and that's bad for the audio. Oh, hopefully that's good. Hopefully that's good. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm modded with documented sensitivity issues. Never could have made shots that clean. Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles. And probably too heavy to not leave imprints. She got all that from a glance. But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed all that out the minute you walked in there. Of course. Worst part is, she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. Profile? Yeah, Right, sorry, you've probably never heard of it. I know what a goddamn profile is. A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal's psychology based on evidence from their crimes. Kind of fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much need to guess about the why when 99 times out of 100 the who is caught on camera. Or before they even leave the house. I've had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it. So this profiling, it's some kind of investigative technique? The theory is that a crime can tell you something about the nature of the person who committed it. Stabbing overkill points to passion, rage, lust. They probably knew their victim. Poison and guns, meanwhile, suggest that they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's the things you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories. The detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you? That he's diligent, almost perfect. Highly intelligent, painstakingly organized, and with enough criminal connections to have his hands on an untagged firearm. It's rare to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf, educated, but all her playfully lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. Though I'm not thrilled about the fact that in that metaphor, I would be the... Know what I mean? Definitely! And considering the marksmanship... The detective said the HK would have needed insider information on optics. So does that mean heartbreaks in law enforcement? Never in a billion years. Oh. Antisocial, independent, despises authority. That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking kids in the head after the first full rotation. Right, that's exactly how I'd put it. There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or tertiary. These types can't help but insert themselves. Insert themselves? I don't do anything even resembling that. She's gay! You can't fool me. Wait, if HK's not a cop, how did they know about the blackout timing? Crime metastatistics analysis? Probably. Pardon? Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes and delays. Chart out the dips and... Sorry, technical, I know. But all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator. Anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to. That is... such an unpleasant thought, Emma. Well, at least this heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it. He chose to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he can do just fine without it. And it just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Were there other shootings with the same MO? No, not that I found. Other victims that fit the description? No. But I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other, but they also look like a lot of people. That's true. Don't they kind of look like her? Weren't they all just like brunette women? Is this all because you hate her so much? Hell. They kind of look like me. You see what I'm saying here? This too is toxic, Yuri. Do they? Sure, what, you don't see it? I hadn't thought about it. Point is, no one can kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice Morgan. And that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer. She was complaining about how she hated that they came up with heartbreak as the name for her. You got something catchier in mind? I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets. 6 kills guaranteed, no matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. Their real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. I'm saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip-up, A mistake? Exactly, a mistake. Bro. She's gonna get our ass because we. It's gonna be like that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where he's like, oh yeah, you were so lucky. That's how you did it all. And the guy's like, it wasn't luck. I'm an incredible murderer. Fuck you. Oh no. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. Are you talking about the crime scene? Yeah, probably threw the detectives for a loop, right? Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing. On the contrary. I don't follow. This was the last bullet. Their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. I did. She was so mad about... Because she didn't actually make any mistakes either. It was just that there was a mess already in the room. So she got pissed about it. She's so funny. You make them sound like a child. I'm not a child. I'm a human man. Childish. And cowardly. And two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. Your profile tell you all that? That? No. That part's just... takes one to know one. So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type. In a city with an 8-digit population... well, good luck! I don't need luck. I only need more information. Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan. I mean I need more crime scenes. Oh. Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them. Well, that was our plan, was to walk away today and then never get caught. So can we, like, do that? I'd love to do that. I'm messing with my volume just a little bit. Streaming is so easy. Alright. Only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies. Are you killing people so that a hot girl will notice you? Morgan, is that why you're doing that? Morgan, you can't. Not a very fair trade, is it? No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil. Fair enough. Woof. Okay, that rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out more. Or sleep more. Or sleep less, but harder. You think a higher thread count would help? Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom. Sorry, but that's the adversarial process. I can hear my heartbeat. Holy shit, this is so scary.
So no hard feelings, yeah?
No hard feelings. We're both just doing what we do. I could use a cup of coffee. How about you? Don't tempt me. If you fall asleep face first onto the table, I won't even take a picture.
Okay.
Just don't expect this to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats. Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will move on to the next sensation. And the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. It's what people do. But Emma is different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up. But a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quitting either. This too is toxic here. So I can't afford to take my eyes off her.
Yeah!
As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. Girl, you're so gay. Episode 0. See, I literally said we had like 20 minutes left. Bro. Ah! Oh. Okay, green is normally us, but it's question mark, so which means you're going to be living with my friend for a while. For how long? I'm sorry, I don't know. Hello? Does it say something on your... I can't tell. There's no need to look that upset over it. My face barely moved. It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Yeah, like that. This friend of yours, they're trustworthy? Absolutely. In fact, I trust them more than anyone. Hey, come on, it'll be fun. Really?
Really.
Educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. So is that Emma? Oh.
Evil little bug.
Oh, I have to press it to... This is such a cool game. All the, like... Wee wee wee! And thanks to these people... Us! The players. And he shall appear. Interesting. smartest person I know, Morgan, when it comes to people.
Personally, I think it's cruel to bring something that flawed into the world. You're a criminal defense attorney, and we're at a crime scene. I think I can guess what happens next. I've never stolen anything that wasn't already compromised. Work hard, and the company will have you set for life, and after, too.
I can't tell how many musicians I've been screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus. Hi.
So that's not just a lawyer job thing? You dress like a doorman on the weekends, too?
Compared to determining fault, determining cause of death is like a breath of fresh air. The company wheels don't stop spinning for anything.
We can't hope to keep this quiet for very long. But it's a million times more likely than the alternative. That heartbreak could ever stop themselves from killing. Father said that you owed him.
I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. But when I take a job, I never half-ass it. Of the Devil, Episode 1. An Idle Mind. This game is so cool. Bro, it's just so cool. Okay, now, do you know that I have that next? And oh. It knows. Oh, whoa. Oh! Episode 0 results. Oh, okay, I found 2 articles. Got 6 profiles, 18 key terms, 17 pieces of evidence. I earned 28 credits. Congratulations! You finished episode 0 with 28 credits. You've also unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios based on your highest score for episode 0. You also have 28 remaining store credit to spend on phone charms and case colors, based on the highest credit you finished this episode with. Oh, I forgot there were bonus scenarios. Okay, first we're gonna look at the concept. Oh yeah, because I love this hair diagram here. That's so actually helpful for me. She's so hot, dude. Like, she's just so funny. Oh, Evangeline Morgan. Evangeline? What's up? Is he not dressed like Herlock Sholmes? He literally is. Farrah Reyes. I like the other colors, like she's a Pokemon trainer. Oh yeah, her little thingies. Big old shoes. Oh, they're so cute! Look at the cuties. Whoa. Good Tommy. This is such nice art. It's so pleasant to look at. Is that the only art we get of him? He looks so sad, dude. Emma Rockford. So she calls us Morgan, even though that's our last name, but we call her Emma, which is her first name. Interesting. Oh my god, it's so good, dude. It's so good, dude. Whoop. Oh yeah, I forgot that when she showed up at the end of last video, she literally like mirrors the shooting position when Emma shows up in our apartment. She's scary. She's scary, but also there's this is not, there's no, something gay is happening here. Oh, what the hell? Heart fake killer. Oh, she's so cute. Look at that. That's so cute. Oh my god. Ooh, I gotta come up with a better voice for. Inverse of Morgan's colors. What? Crazy. Okay, now I'm being distracted by the good art. Okay. Alright, let's see. Bonus scenario. Wait. No, yeah, bonus scenarios? What's that? Oh, interview. Well, wait. Oh, yeah, so this is. Okay, I'll bite. You want to interview me? It's very flattering, but aren't there more lively folks around here for you to question? I had considered that. So I'm not your first choice. You are the first one who hasn't walked away. Come to think of it, I probably... So what are your 3 sizes? Have you been opening with that? Should I not? This game is so funny, dude. It's so funny. Bro, okay. Do you have any pets? Afraid not. Would need 1 or 2. Or 3 promotions to afford that kind of thing. Are pets that expensive? Only if you care about them. Maybe if I found a place close to the park. Have you ever owned any automated dependents? Not had the chance. Would you own one if you could? Maybe one of the little vacuum ones. Anything more complicated than that is... If you find the owner's manuals intimidating, there are video-based tutorials I can show you. I'm not worried about the ease of use, don't worry. When I say complicated, I mean... It's like what I said about pets. Find or leave a goldfish in a tiny bowl. Time it takes to swim half a lap, it'll have forgotten what the first half looks like. Not a very tall hierarchy of needs there. Easy to please. But a cat? A dog? I don't want to be at work thinking about how bored they are sitting at home. And today's ads are a lot smarter than dogs about most things. That's a very thoughtful perspective, Detective London. It's a moot point anyway. I'd need to get hit by a city bus to afford any of the new stuff's Noble's selling. Now, you're thinking of the sheltered generation. Sheltered as in sheltered upbringing? Or shelter in place?
a lot of uncertainty during their childhood. So when they grew up, they wanted surety, safety, stability. Wanted to know that their heat would stay on in the winter. And their politics reflected that. But that was all before my time. My generation's a little more, well, Generation Zen. That's what they called us in their think pieces. Even-tempered, mentally strong, and more than a little cynical. You disagree? It wasn't a matter of mindfulness. We just grew up without false expectations. Our vision wasn't clouded with illusions about impossibilities like home ownership or retirement. We realized early on that we'd be working right up until we... Detective? Unrealistic expectations. Some people call that hope. To see your friends, your classmates drowning every day in that kind of mire. Watching good friends scream, let me out! And then have to listen to people 3 times your age going on about enlightened today's youth are. Gen Z. It's not a name I'm particularly fond of. So how long have you been in law enforcement? Too long. And how long have you been with the homicide department? Not that long by comparison. Sorry, don't mean to be overly vague. If you really want to know, I spent the bulk of my career over in arson. Was it different from homicide? Flashier, I'd say. Everyone jokes that homicides solve themselves in a city with this many cameras. Meanwhile, fraud and disinfo are so entrenched in the tech arms race they barely come up for air. But arson, really, it hasn't changed much in the modern era. Fire's still very good at destroying evidence. You can't expect the drone net to sweep into burnt rubble and bring you back out the culprit's fingerprints and driver's license. It's a lot of legwork, a lot of interviewing. And since more than a half of the culprits we caught were burners helping Megs commit insurance fraud, we spent a lot of time making friends and enemies in high-rise corporate boardrooms. Megs? Just slang for mega corporations, which is also just slang. And what size does a corporation become mega? It's not really about gross revenue or how many countries you operate in. If you're big enough to crush people, you're a meg. An apex predator among apex predators? Like the Otodus Magdalon of the Miocene epoch? Hey, that's... Wait, is that where it comes from? So why are you working in the homicide department? What's that? Why'd you leave arson? The smoke. You smoke too much? The smoke? Just got to a point where I couldn't stand the smell. Oh. Ah. He was also smelling the gunpowder on us. And the smoke. He was smelling the smoke on us. I wish they would put like a tick or something to show that I'd done it already, but whatever. Let's talk to our friends. Okay, you can start now that my desktop's censored. So, for the record, your full name is Farah Reyes. And how's that pronounced? Like how I just said it? God, I hope I pronounced it right. Farah Reyes. I was right. says October 19th. And how do you take your coffee? She makes you fetch the coffee? Figures. Oh, is this our new friend interviewing people? Wait, let me guess. Counselor Morgan takes your coffee black. No, decaf. Like a real psychopath. Decaf, yes. Sometimes with milk. Nice. That's even worse. And you detect it? With 2 sugars and a bottle of water, now that I've got this. You mean your eye? When did you have it modded? After I learned I was getting promoted to detective, and before I realized I was getting promoted to homicide. Do you regret it? No. Would have wanted it for work eventually. If it takes me a while longer to pay off than I expected. Yeah, that sucks. Well, yeah, honestly, all of the, like, shit they're doing is, it's a lot. It's a lot. Alright. Well, I'm hardly the only person my age walking around with their deaths socketed onto them. Dude, this game is a lot. I see. What are your likes? My likes? Pretty broad ask, don't you think? In that case, perhaps you find it easier to describe your dislikes? Small plates. Oh. I hate that dinner by 1,000 cuts shit. I see. And I just like cheap people. And liars. And lawyers. Lawyers? They're smug, prideful, they bill the minute, greed personified. They bill by the minute, greed personified. Like their time is so goddamn important. And they're annoying and pale, smug. Should I put down smug twice? So what do you like, detective? Do you have hobbies? Areas of interest? Well, automotive history, maybe. Oh, could you say more about that? Speak on that. I could talk about it a little bit. The following section has been altered from its original format. It has been edited for time. Ackwood, which was supposed to be a luxury version of a pickup truck, as if there's a market for that. It's so stupid. I love it. And it's to chrome, a purplish, bluish, chromish color. The copyright was so intense that just mixing the paint was illegal for naturally aspirated. Can you imagine? I see. Do you own a car yourself? You're joking, right? I'd rather eat asphalt than buy an EV with my hard-earned money. The following section has also been altered. It has been edited for time. Strong language. 4 rotors and a computer chip? That's not engineering, that's barely even programming. And as if acceleration was all that mattered. Any race longer than 2 seconds and simulated engine noise. And who in their right mind? I believe that fills out your dislike section, so what is your favorite drink? Dark and Stormy's pretty good. How do you make that? Ginger beer, rum, and a lot of lime juice. putting together a recipe book or something? Who is your hero? Well, that one's easy. Wait, really? Detective Kasim London, of course? Bullshit. I don't believe you. Oh. Should I relay your sentiments to him? I'm sure he'd love to hear them. Somehow, I doubt that you get the tone right. Okay, so she's just being sarcastic. Very well. In that case, what are your 3 sizes? My what? The measurements for your bust, waist, and... I'm not telling you that. Where the hell are you getting these questions from? I designed my interview process to extract all the same kinds of facts that are most commonly listed online. On what websites? Open source, collaborative, community-focused databases. You mean like a wiki? Would you prefer to skip this question? Tell you what. If you can find a single person who does answer that question, I'll give you mine down to the millimeter. Now see, here's the thing. I believe that if she had that information, that Morgan would then answer. So this is like an offboarding thing? An exit interview? Yes, it is like that. Oh. Well, that's sweet of Morgan, still worrying about me. How'd she know I'd be here? She didn't. Why are you here? Oh, hoping to get back some of my some of my stuff that the police collected as evidence. Don't tell Morgan that, by the way. Is there something embarrassing among what they seized? No, it's just... I'm guessing as my lawyer... Is she still my lawyer? Well, as a lawyer, she'd probably know the exact right form to get this stuff back, but... It's okay, I wanted to do this myself. Why is that? Conquering my fears, maybe? Last time I came here, I was dragged in, strong-armed. Everything was going so fast, I barely spoke. I didn't stand up for myself. If I'd been able to stop and think things through clearly, well, I could never have done what Morgan did, but maybe I wouldn't have gotten myself dug so deep. It must have been very upsetting, being accused of something so terrible. I'm sure you reacted just as well as anyone could be expected to. Thanks, I think. My arm? No, it's not back yet. At this point, I might be better off getting an upgrade rather than waiting for my current model to get fixed. Is that allowed? Yeah, it is. Can't downgrade, can't trade in, can't opt out. But Hindi will let me upgrade anytime. Do you ever regret it? Getting modded? Sometimes. But I have a lot of regrets. Compared to some of them, buyer's remorse is... How do you deal with your buyer's remorse? Lately? Lately I've been lying face down on the floor and exhaling. Just for 30 seconds. I count to 30. And do you feel better afterwards? Yeah. I mean, I've seen the protests, but I've never... There's a lot of pains being a modder. Makes sense that people would have loud opinions, want them heard. But we all made a choice. I'll sign the papers. I guess that's just it, huh? Not all of us made the choice ourselves. I got modded to help my career. Didn't need to get it modded just in order to have one. But a lot of people did, and do. There was this guy, worked with us for 1/4. Probably a vet, but definitely didn't want to talk about it, so none of us asked. Good worker, very gung-ho, cheery, in a musclehead kind of way. My type. It's a physical job, so there's no slouches, but he wasn't just fit, he was cut and handsome. Is he single? Is he here? Is he? And so when he kept showing up to work with more and more mods, all of them cosmetic, I didn't get it. What's he missing? What's a guy like that want to change about himself? Got offered full time at the end of the contract, but he said he needed something that paid better. Turns out he'd blown every paycheck at elective surgeons. Pal of mine in HR said he had given his insurance info to 6 different clinics in the span of 4 weeks. Word is he wasn't even using the pain pills, sold them to some of the drivers for extra cash. That's the worst I've seen it. Grafting or runaway or plastophilia or whatever they're calling it now. But it's not the only time I've seen it. It's not like there's no incentive for it. Because there are plenty of megs out there that see people hurting themselves like that and think, there's an ideal worker. So you work for Morgan and you're... Wow. Lawyers must make more money than I realized. Wait, are you here to give me the bill? How much do I owe?
You don't owe her anything. Her services were paid for by the state. And I happen to be forbidden from handling any kind of financials. Due to an ongoing dispute about what constitutes essential office supplies.
I hear you. Diane was always the money smart one. Pretty strict, actually. Unless she saw a fidget tubby on the shelf. You could see her eyes light up. Could hear her huffing like she'd won the lottery. They're ugly cute, babe. And I would say, well, you're cute, babe. This man does not deserve this. Believe it or not, she thought I was pretty suave. Oh, he's so sweet, dog. Oh, I want to talk to him more. I like him. My girl. Alright. You're gonna interview me. Here?
You did say I need to practice asking better questions.
But right now,
Because you said the police would be making us wait so they feel more important for the next 20 minutes. Is there some more productive way we could spend that time?
I was planning on napping.
For 20 minutes? In the lobby of a police precinct?
I can fall asleep anywhere. It's one of my many hidden talents. It's not hidden, it's on your ID card. You're gonna write all this down?
Could you start with your name for the record?
Morgan.
And your first name?
You should know by now that no one calls me by my first name.
Okay. That's something you have control over.
I wouldn't want to force the issue.
How long has that been the case?
As long as I care to remember.
Then what did your parents call you?
The tumor. That was a joke.
Oh,
Maybe we should have started you off with someone a little more your speed.
who better to start with than you?
Someone who likes talking about themselves.
You seem to talk about yourself as much as anyone else does. Or more.
lying it?
It's not very polite to lie.
On the contrary, telling the truth is usually rude.
I'm not sure that your clients would appreciate that sentiment.
We're not talking about my clients, we're talking about manners.
We were supposed to be talking about you.
Look, the sooner you learn this, the better. When people ask how you are, or what you've been up to, they're not looking for anything nearly so heavy as the truth. They're just following the template, and the polite thing to do is for you to follow the template as well. Here, let's practice. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Way too late. The whole point is to be on autopilot. Now you've forced them to grab the wheel, check their mirrors, and no one's ever grateful for the extra workload.
You can be very cynical about these kinds of things at times.
I'm just trying to teach. I'm just trying to tell you that people are fundamentally lazy. So if you want to be a social butterfly like me, try not to make them work too hard.
Fundamentally lazy? Do you think people are fundamentally good, too?
Does she look like someone? Obviously. If they weren't, they wouldn't be so easy to trick. That's some voice von Lip vague ass philosophy you got there. Fooling an honest man. Can't fool an honest man. In truth, he hadn't tried. Fooling dishonest men was so much easier, and they were less likely to call the watch on you. Y'all should read Going Postal. It's a great fucking book.
So are you planning on answering any of my questions about yourself?
I've still got time to kill. Fire away.
Will you be honest?
I wouldn't want to be rude.
When is your birthday?
Wait, you're not trying to guess my passwords, are you?
I would never commit identity fraud.
Not the worst way of going about it, actually. December 26th.
The 26th.
That's almost Christmas. But almost Christmas means it's not Christmas! Okay. Well, I'll point this out when we get to this part in Ace's Attorney where we can talk about this incredible reference. But also just try going on Tumblr and looking at the Ace Attorney tag anywhere around Christmas. You'll see the joke eventually. Their insights are always so original.
Did you receive your presents on your birthday or on Christmas?
What do you mean?
Did you not celebrate Christmas in your family?
We did.
So did your parents give you presents on the 25th or the 26th?
Well, I got Christmas presents on Christmas, and I got birthday presents on my birthday. Obviously. I feel bad for anyone who gets the, oh, we'll give you the presents on both treatment. That's, like, who gets the, we pick one and that's just the day you get presents. I'm lucky. Like, having a birthday in the summer is perfect, because no one's got shit going on. And also the summer is nice. And it's like a good half
year away from when everyone else is celebrating stuff, so it's perfect. You can always be thinking about the next time someone might give you something for free. Are all your questions going to be this strange?
What is your favorite color?
Are all your questions going to be this juvenile?
If you prefer something weightier,
Measurements?
do you volunteer?
No.
Do you donate?
Yes.
What causes do you donate towards?
Endangered wildlife. What's with the face? It's on auto renewal. I just haven't canceled it yet.
You've mentioned a mentor figure before.
No way I ever called her a mentor. A busybody, maybe. She hot? World record holder for billable hours spent under the influence, perhaps? Ooh, she sounds hot. Or just, the cougar from hell. She sounds lovely! If she'd rubbed off on me in any way, I'd have hives.
I see. Is she a smoker? Lastly, do you know your 3 sizes?
I do.
Would you tell me?
That's private.
You value your privacy very highly, don't you?
More like everyone else doesn't value it enough. Water's rising, the world's getting smaller, literally. Less real estate to go around. And everything's connected to everything else. These days, just wanting some time or space to yourself is considered selfish. Or worse.
Only the guilty have something to hide.
I don't like that phrase. It's used by fascists and most bad people. Laws like the Mob Act have made it so anonymity and privacy are luxuries. Privileges reserved for the privileged. And if anyone below that tax bracket tries to claw away a little bit of it for themselves, well, it can only be because they're guilty, right?
Is that why you became a criminal defense attorney? To defend people's innocence?
That's private. She's so funny. Ah! Okay. That's the bonus scenarios. Alright, do we want to... I mean, I do. I don't know why I was gonna ask the question. Like, do we want to start the... Like, yes, I do. Alright. I'm gonna do it, and we're just gonna have to leave off on a cliffhanger, because there's no way that I'm gonna be able to do another, 4-hour chapter. But... And also, they don't have episode 2 out yet, so I can't rush through this game. It's so good. But let's be bad. We can start episode 1. It's okay. You can choose to play episode 1 in high roller mode. I won't be. In high roller mode, you're limited to 1 save slot and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom. Oh, I definitely don't want to do that. I love save scumming in these games. Quick saving and auto saves will be disabled as well. The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly during trial gameplay will be increased. But the
the maximum anti-UV increase as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit in this episode. Completing this episode in high roller mode will also unlock an exclusive phone charm that can't be earned any other way. You can turn high roller mode off at any time in settings, but in order to turn it back on, you would have to restart this episode. High roller mode is intended to encourage risk-taking and discourage save scumming. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue this mystery like a true gambler. I don't. I love save scum. Oh! The art is so cool. Save and load as often as you like. For the perfectionist, yeah, that's me. Loaded one save slot. Loading prior saves is disabled during trials. Play like a real gambler. I'm gonna go standard. You pick standard. Enjoy the mystery. Disable tutorials? Tutorials are fine. They weren't... I didn't notice them being especially, like, disruptive, so... Okay. I wish they'd just choose a different color for the question marks, because I just assume that's Morgan now, because her thoughts are in green. Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. Wanted to thank you for coming over. Figures you'd notice. Anyone could tell something's bothering you. You're the first person to say anything. What happened? The police came to see me. In public? No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy. That's a first. They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts and yours. I don't know, dude. I feel like maybe you should be you should be running away, because I feel like this person might come kill you. I told them I didn't know anything. They must have loved that. Funny. What would you have done? In your shoes, probably curse them out. Yeah, haha. I could see that. Is there anything you want to ask me? No. Not even for a favor in return? No favors lost between friends, I say. That sounds like a toast. Why not? To friends. I'll raise a glass to that. Okay, so which one of you is gonna die from poisoning? Crash sound of glass. Come on, like... Glass him! Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time. Geopositional data encoded. I could have all citizens in the area. Fuck off, copper! Visuals impaired. Facial recognition compromised. Pinging near-eye optics for corroborative data. Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now, or what? He'll use his outdoor voice? We'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. This is quaint. You do something new with your uniform? Good morning to you too, Morgan citizen. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for... I've got it. Must be the new coat of paint. You're referring to the act of vandalization that just took place. Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Don't worry, ma'am. Oh. Why's he gonna... A report has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the world coming to? They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit. Well, I hope you threw the book at them. The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So does the bleeding stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it? The leakage will dry shortly. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city street. And fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. What the fuck? Yo, 61. The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on break. The robot tilts its head to the side. You can't work the piler without schwinn up on the roof, so... I don't know. Take a load off, will ya? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man, already walking away, tosses a dismissive wave behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after, the man turns the corner. The robot attempts to mimic the hand wave, to no one in particular. Oh. Goddamn coppers on every street corner. Did you just add coppers to my terms? I know what a copper is! Oh, but it's different in here. Derogatory term for an automated dependent. Oh, copper or ads. Clanker, chrome dome, microchip breath. Were it considered a form of hate speech, the incidence of destruction of corporate property where such would qualify for an additional severity and higher fines paid toward the damaged party. If you feel that a corporation you know has been the victim of a hate crime, you can report it at our confidential corner here. Under all but the most radical interpretations of hate speech law, however, prejudice can only be directed towards sentient living things, people, animals, or corporations. Wow! Wow, okay.
That's me! It's me! It's me!
Who's this? Body count? You can... Her body count. You cannot ask someone that. Okay, but so this is my only profile right now, because it's just in this case. Does this mean I won't run into Carlos again? I like Carlos. He's cool.
God in heaven. Just a little bit, because it was a little loud for me at some points. Oh, wait, I want custom... Oh, okay. So we got, like, charms and stuff. Oh, right, there's Fran. I wonder if I'll give Fran a Fran voice later. Magenta. Okay, so just the phone case. Oh, I don't know who some of these people are. I want this one. Ah! Look at her, she's so cute. She's so cute. All right, perfect. Ah! Ah! That's so cute. All right. Goddamn coppers on every street corner. At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station, a passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declare martial law when I wasn't looking. The small woman beside him, trying hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their job, so... Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavy in Uptown, even on the worst days? His audience, captive by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her shirt. You're kind of embarrassing me right now. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter. Oh no, that's just... A woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs at a hologram floating above her chrome-plated palm, while a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her. Ellen, walk her around the block. Get her some air, would you? Apparently, this call can't wait, and it's louder than a garbage disposal out here. Of course, ma'am. I'd be glad to. The android punctuates its sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else, you're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Crosswalk's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving in click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it would all be a bit much. But I went out last night. Whoa. But I went out last night, so I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. Just got on who we defended this time. We just started chapter 1 and we're just walking about our day, but it seems like we murdered someone last night, so I'm guessing we're defending whoever got caught in our stead. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer L30 my best impression of a salute. We met a android named Leo. Thank you for your service. And of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. But he didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase.
purchase. Today I'm going to buy a gun.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Morgan, let's do this. Sure, why not?
An idle mind.
Because she can't do any more of the murders with the old gun because she left it. Sup 20.
No staff around, but all the lights are on. Should I have knocked?
And it was all out of bullets anyway, precisely.
Sup? Desk personality setting 6. The cool one.
Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed.
Nice. Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport?
Business or pleasure? Neither.
May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am?
Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent. That kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be...
I see, you're a lawyer.
So I guess you'd say I'm in the market for self-defense.
We have a wide selection of options for self-defense in a variety of sizes and calibers, with spread and PA fire options available. My bad, PA stands for pseudo-automatic.
I know. But for concealed, it would have to at least be small enough to... This would go a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it would be, but when should I get my ass arrested? I'm very patient. But walking in here and asking for a very specific model is gun nut behavior. I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I test fired at the range left my shoulders sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet?
Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse model features minimal kickback with the highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium to short range, non-lethally and quietly.
Sure, they're plenty quiet. But they also have piss poor range, and even sustained fire won't do shit to any modder with insulation less than a few years old. Glorified tasers, fairly suitable as party favors for anxiety-stricken college kids. Well, hopefully not too quiet. I'd want someone to come running to my rescue.
Of course. Would you like to take a look at our mag rails?
Bullseye.
We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest in miniaturized ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force which
Slings a slug fast enough to mist a limb at over 30 meters. And it's safe?
Of course, ma'am. My bad. 2-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. It won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running.
All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their toolset, to lock you out of your own gun with the flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect. How do we get started?
Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill. So is there anything worth checking out around the shop? Gun. Watch. There's some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with content more political than the smiling micro-apartment flippers. If she's buying the gun legally, wouldn't that make it incredibly unhelpful for her hobby use? Yeah, I feel like maybe she's buying this gun so that... Because when someone has a licensed gun for them, then that information's cataloged, and so... Happy home flippers. But... So now when someone is murdered with a different gun, because she'd be smart enough to get a different gun somewhere else, then she'd be like, why would I use a different gun? I've got my own. Look, it works. And now she can have that one on to be like, yeah, and it was with me, and it was off, and it was da-da-da-da. That's my guess. But this is a gun store after all. Power is always political. Oh, it didn't actually have anything on though? Yeesh. Would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk kindly asks customers not to litter. It can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer, it's scannable? Stagnancy theory, really? They got a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here? Oh good, I have to read. Renowned net philosopher Corbin Cawthorne, real name withheld. Deep dive into the global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to that halting point in this groundbreaking controversial. Used to be benchmark, now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space. Artisans crafting wonders. Confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spend all their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road, while their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search engine optimization and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they helped create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has evolutionary pressures to be as small and powerful as possible. In stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow aplenty. The only cure comes from you taking action. I think Moore's law has to do with machine processing power increasing exponentially over time. There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish. Or a state honeypot, if you want to be paranoid. They better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. Hate these kinds of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up or else they start eye tracking. Ew. Next thing you know, they're saying hello on a first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines at least. Why, the 12-6 work week gives us more free time than ever. Oh my god. I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. It made me the happiest I've ever been. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Safest time in human history. How term limits are anti-democracy. The game isn't about subtlety. It's about being right. Oh, woof. Transfusion from warm android saves soldier's life. That's one hell of a headline. Orwell raises a toast to that last headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's... Term limits? Yeah, I figured. Alright, it looks like we've looked at all... Who would have ever guessed I would have been uncomfortable looking around a gun store? If I'm feeling particularly uncurious, I could always just stare at the ceiling until my purchase is complete. If I look around, there's still more to see, I'd wager. I wish they would just tell me. I wish that... Aha! Ha-ha! There was more! Someone left a data pad out here? What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware. Vulgarity! Internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief, most commonly known as Lobo, has seized a cache of vital keystone data files belonging to the Tetra Metallics group. According to the press release, blitz of cross posts on 90 different socials, translated into all 11 dominant languages. Supposed hacktivist, radical conservationist, and gentleman thief made clear their intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at severe cost. Though the posts were quickly flagged and quarantined thanks to user reports, Lobo's latest manifesto, which we have declined to publish here on grounds of journalistic integrity and due to the strong language contained within, has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data harbors. In addition to a sizable monetary ransom, Lobo put out a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent among them was a call for de-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Sources at Tetra refused to confirm or deny reports that Lobo's capture data impacted only their billing services, but insisted that the corporation could not, in good faith, resume distribution until the ransom situation was resolved. Market prices for rare earth metals surged following the hacking attack as supply halted and demand rose, stoked by the memories of catastrophic supply chain disruption in the mid-21st century. A spokesperson for Mining is Progress, a lobbying group that represents the rare earth metal industry, called Lobo's repeated attacks acts of terror against the free market. Whoa there, looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick? Lobo, again. Or someone using their name. Suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not, as long as they're a genuine threat. That sounds great! And no one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for de-escalation. It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure with the decades-old simmer of conflict around the tropics. But unless the rare earth metals powering all our batteries and fueling all our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. So... over-under on Lobo being a girl, because all hacker characters are girls. Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged. I'm sorry, we're receiving a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation, and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution, like Turing test, Dr. David Asher has passed. What? Propriety Vantage Automated Dependent Management System, along with the Animate series of androids. Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic, or... No, they wouldn't risk. Fake news? But why? Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language. The guy who designed the semi-organic androids, yeah. Misinformation, maybe. Trying to... Authored many of the new developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance. David Asher is dead? Including the popular Desk series of smart UIs. Oh. That's very sad. He's like my father. I didn't ask. Sorry, I just... Commands only. Understood. Will you be paying with cash or credit? Oh. Debit. Ooh, interesting. So she seemed actually surprised he was dead, which is implying she did not kill him, which would be crazy. 9:41 a.m., July 1st, 2086. The gun was light. Lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy, greater than the sum of its parts. That's one of the things I like about them. Their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them. Either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. Morgan's a problem. Why are we shaking? Didn't realize I was home until my hand was on the door. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for my lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic, and fine and expensive. And a good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is. To the only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with bad, expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway. Your friend, David. You have friends? I'm so proud of you. Well, you had friend. The news might have more information by now. Or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble. Auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes. Reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Their raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. But there's nothing about his death, not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing around? A phone call? Better not be work-related. I'm not in the right mood. Oh, Morgan. Hey, thanks for picking up so fast. She She's Jessica Starling, who asked me to call her. Hi, Jess.
Listen, I need to...
I've already seen the news.
What? Oh. Oh, of course you have. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just, with the company and their people and all the... What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call I made.
For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant, about 1,000 other noble employees above her on the ladder would have had to get axed. But it's alright, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things.
Still, I'm sorry you had to hear about it from the stream... Chiron.
What difference does it make how the information gets to me? I could have stumbled upon his corpse myself, and I would feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway.
Yeah.
If I want more information, she's the best source I'm going to get, maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time. And I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened?
The police, they think he took something.
Suicide? He was the person who was drinking the drink in the beginning of the chapter. He was betrayed. Morgan, this is a people with emotions like compassion and empathy things. And the police are already involved?
They said it was some kind of poison or...
God. Noble's got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially in this city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days.
Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you.
Of course, Jess. Whatever you need. Whatever you need. A bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. It's not like my day was really salvageable anyway.
I'd like to bring you up here to David's place.
What do you mean?
There's something I have to give you.
You're not handling his will already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before...
No, I'm sorry, it's not like that. Before he...
No, please, don't hold back on my account.
David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work related. But he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I'd like to get it done.
I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often or more quickly than strictly necessary. And that's when I only have to worry about the police. With Noble looming over all this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to her request. Swing by my place with a cab, yeah? Besides my own morbid curiosity.
Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan. Thank you. Wait, I almost forgot.
What is it?
You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you?
Can I change my clothes? Can I change my clothes? Can I play dress up?
10:11 a.m., July 1st, 2086. In transit. The autocab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway, steadily and suddenly all at once. Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. I love you, Frankie. The canopies always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added on to, never finished, never planned. It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make, but the end result's still ugly, and it feels like it could fall apart at any moment.
You okay, Morgan? You look a little carsick.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her texts now, she'll just send more later. Ooh, who is this?
Hey, Freckles. Saw your friend Asher on the news. Rip.
Thank you. We're trying to be sincere.
Worth a shot!
We all have our strengths.
God damn, you are one passive-aggressive little girl. Why's all your filial piety go out the window whenever you talk to me? I'm guessing this is Mom! Okay.
Filial piety doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect.
I changed out of my usual black clothes into identical black clothes for this. Drew went the drain. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful when you are too busy side-eyeing the whole world.
Wonder where I picked that up from.
Not for me. I'm pretty sure you were born muttering insults under your breath. The nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues.
Did you ever have dealings with Noble?
10 out of 10, shift in the convo. Subtle as a car crash.
Subtlety doesn't work on you either.
Well, it might. If you were good at it.
This is me asking you for advice.
Okay. I guess this never sunk in. Because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. But my clients were all celebs. The rich and famous. I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that owned their likenesses.
Is it really that different?
Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side. So they pay smart people like me to clean up their messes. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all. Period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to...
Gross.
hard workers with a lot of stress to vent. Oh, God.
Stop. Do you have any actual help to offer?
Truth be told, I did have this one run-in. I was so sure she was going to say, truth be told, no. Where I got deep into corporate intrigue.
Why?
Because I got caught up of Annie Life's 45 poster girl. God damn it. Hard worker. Lot of stress to that. Oh, this is the mentor, the cougar from hell. It's our mom. Oh, I see. Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need. I'm gonna let that slide because I know you're in mourning. Look. Corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts. Huffing glue and playing roulette on their phones. While fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So I don't expect them to play nice just because Asher was your pal. My actual advice is, get whatever you're owed. Then get out of there fast as fuck, boy! That's a beautiful thought, Auntie. Oh, and not... I see. I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals. What's a Viking funeral? A dignified ceremony where the body's sent out to sea on a boat. Then, they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. Try not to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows. Thanks. But what the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week. Should've worked smarter, lol. And if you want to go there, you did literally fall asleep on the job. At the Xmas party. Whoa, Auntie's hot! I mean... What is that? What is that? What do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate. Work parties are still work, Freckles. I only had my eyes closed. Because all you old farts had your cameras flash on. Morgan, something wrong? You're sweating. Just deleting some spam. We've got a couple more minutes of crawling through the canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city. Uptown, our better half. Gleaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments. Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses stacked upon penthouses in a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. All ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there. It's basically true. By now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops, themselves surrounded by media and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm, but if the storm's coming either way, I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Actually, Jess, if you've got a second, I was curious about... I saw that headline, by the way. The one where your warm android saved that soldier's life. Oh yeah, pretty feel-good, don't you think? So folks at the company must have been in high spirits lately, I take it. That's what I thought when I first heard about it, but... I don't know, maybe upper management's never happy. Because they're still just riding sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional consumer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day the story dropped. A big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military. But I haven't heard about them moving staff around for anything like that. Maybe it's all above my pay grade. All the corporate power and money in the world. And they're still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. Can I ask you about all these things? I'd like to ask you about all these things. Remind me, how many years did you and David work together?
Oh. Well, I started with the company about 4 years ago. They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. I was put in HR in the middle of a hiring burst, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid-low management.
Sorry, Warrens?
Oh, that's just what we called the company dorms back then, on account of all the people. Plus it was underground. Didn't see the sun that first month. My skin got so dry.
Is that normal in your industry?
Normal for everyone I've ever worked with. Except David, of course, but I mean, he was the best.
Yeah.
One Tuesday morning, Dr. David Asher walked right up to my desk like I'd won the lotto. Said I should come work for him, Dr. David Asher, directly. On a random Tuesday morning, like it was nothing.
He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyway.
Yep, that's right. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized and occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
When did you last speak with him?
In person? Thursday afternoon.
The day before yesterday.
He seemed normal. I mean, I didn't...
We still don't really know anything, Jess.
You're right. Thanks. Thursday's the last time I saw him. That was when he asked me to meet with you.
I'm guessing you've already been to his place?
Yeah, it's a real mess over there.
It's that bloody?
Oh god, no, not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers. Each of them with their own network of drones and all their droning. It's very, it's a very high productivity atmosphere, is what I mean.
When were you able to get over there?
Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me.
Last night?
They said they needed my help sorting through all his... Well, you know how he left things organized sometimes.
He's been dead since last night, and they've kept it under wraps that long? I know there are a lot of powerful people in his circles, but to stop it from leaking for over 12 hours? That seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. Seems more like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. So you found out last night?
Right, last night. Oh god. I'm so sorry. I should have told you as soon as I found out.
Really? It's alright. Did you see anything?
No.
airlifted to the hospital ASAP, and that's where he passed on, so... But, well, I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long. Not compared to the lawyers. They and the rest of the company people seemed pretty entrenched. Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. So what time would that have been? I guess I got there around 9 p.m. Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and I got locked out of everything but my work stuff. Sent my last blah at 9:13, see? Gonna expire whoever put me in heels this morning. It me. She's sweet. I like Jess a lot. She's really cute. They can do that to your phone? Lock you out of your social media? Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock. Or off the clock, but on company property. Then they can remote all my tech. Yeah. How convenient. So if I got in at 9, I guess the rest of the company people had been there since 8:30? I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before the mood changed. Word about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak. I see. He died after he reached the hospital. That's unexpected. It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the emergency room. But other than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize most any patient within a few minutes. And Noble Electronics' lead programmer would have a very good doctor. He's like a racehorse. So what the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason? Or... hard to think about it, I know. Yeah. Or hard to believe. Jess, I have to wonder. What kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days? Racehorse was his Dr. Donut Jimmy. I know the name, but I can't place it. All I know is that after reading Discworld for so long, I know that if you want someone to live, get him a racehorse doctor. Discworld! See? Yes, I did know. Right, of course. He asked me to give you something. Something? Is she trying to build suspense? Right, it's just, well, I don't know exactly what it is. You have no idea? He asked me to give you the contents of his safe. Are we headed to the bank then? No, see, he has this private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it? Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it a storage locker or a false wall. And all he told you was that he wanted me to have what's inside. Right. He was very clear about that part. Your eyes only, straight into your hands. Handle it in person, he said. Strange. This is all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. Do you know what people who are technically gifted do? They use analog because they know that tech can't be trusted. Coming from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid. But David was never paranoid. Even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must be for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct? Yeah, Thursday.
he passed last night. Friday.
Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met, he had already decided...
It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. More importantly, it's not helpful. The joke about how programmers only have a fax machine in their home and they have a gun nearby in case it starts acting funny. Exactly. They're like, no, I know what this is. Bang, bang. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know.
You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus. Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, it looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it.
Oh good, I love crowds.
10:34 a.m., July 1st, 2086. Noble Employee Housing Building, Platia. Lobby. And I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan?
She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists, heads peeking over shoulders and around signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about at the edges of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over... Who the hell were all those people?
Well, there have always been people with strong feelings about our products.
Androids step forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfeelingly parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerge from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is all technically company property, isn't it?
Yep, David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees too.
Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. They don't actually do the last part. I think. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements?
Yeah, it's a pretty standard benefit actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard and the company will have you set for life.
And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody just glad to be working. I'm feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints?
No, absolutely not.
So why do we need permission? So who do we need permission from? The cops or the company?
My request went through, so we should have the go-ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual, is it still called a crime scene? If it's not technically a crime?
I don't want to think about how many suites Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse's basement, but we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. Suits, not suites. Oh, you're so true. You're so true. It's so true. I was thinking about all the card imagery from the first chapter. And we still have all the like gambling imagery, so.
We'll have to ride straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. If Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then... Okay. So if we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up, including him...
Oh, hey!
Hey, ladies, look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Let anyone else by and we won't be able to maintain... Huh, you're that lawyer, Morgan.
Aussie power.
You caught me, detective. How long's it been? Feels like it's been ages. Oh dear, not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope? I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. Is she taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm? Detective Reyes is around. Why? You miss her that bad? I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Jess Starling, meet Homicide Detective Cassim London. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise? As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with the line of work. Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood.
I swear, I nailed this voice I am.
Sweetheart. Oh, wow. Me? Sweetheart? Something wrong, Starling? Huh? No, nothing wrong. But close as we are, I still can't just let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules. So there is a game afoot.
Just like some big grizzled. You know what? I don't fault her for that. And she hasn't seen oh, I can't remember his first name. Carlos. She hasn't seen Carlos yet, so she doesn't know that there are other. I miss Carlos. He was so hot.
What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity?
You're a criminal defense attorney, and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition.
Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though, do they? They rely on evidence. Oh, I don't rely on it, don't worry. I just need to lean on every now and then, when my back acts up. Oh, cool.
Girly! Listen, if he was drawn a little hotter, then she'd be me. Guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. And he's right! This is the only whimsy sad men have.
Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter.
The deceased wasn't your client?
No, that would have been a conflict of interest.
Conflicted. You two knew each other. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences.
Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help.
You sure really fast?
Jess?
Right.
We have this clearance here, detective, sir, from legal, which allows us... That's all right, little lady, I trust you. You can leave the paperwork hosted for now. Little lady?
This is me every time Sanosuke says Missy. I'm like, if anyone IRL called me or another person that, I'd probably fly into a rage. But anytime Sanosuke Sagara punch her down of whole ass trees, he's like, hey Missy, I'm like, don't mind if I do. Oh my goodness. Oh, you can see lots of little cops around, can't you?
We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, Detective. Alright, why not? How generous. I can afford to be generous today. Because if I screw up, he gestures to the lobby full of suits and cops. Plenty of folks at hand ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions.
Hey, you can always ask, Tiger.
I nailed this voice!
But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me.
I'm tired!
You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here, anyway?
Since this morning. But civilized folks don't call it morning when the street lights are still on.
Even if he got here around 1 or 2 in the morning, that still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break.
I could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right?
According to all my business cards.
Think I can sue for elder abuse?
He's so funny.
Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. You would lose, though.
I already regret asking.
Why have they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway?
A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, or a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation.
As far as we know.
So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck.
I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to agree on is that David passed away.
Sorry, but if you're asking for details...
No. Thank you. For not letting them make this into a parade. Yet.
We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation.
He declined to say victim. Detective, Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years.
Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone.
Can you tell me if he killed himself?
It looks like that's the case.
I see. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. Ash.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry.
Another round of guarded words. David was an important man, and it has only been a few hours. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry. You boys and Noble all getting along with each other? Sharing your toys?
Some of the younger ones are bristling, but always play well with others, counselor.
And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security?
They've given us access, and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system top of the line coverage, top to bottom of the building. The size of the data stream is torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. A more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional. Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide? Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff? The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to a building's net, but that's not much help since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. You know, I'd heard the rumors. Never put much stock in them, but it's true. Asher really never owned a single android? Never. Oh, never. Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Literally. Every time they open their mouths, it'd just be... His own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. So that means all you'll have to investigate with are the penthouse's security cameras. Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics. Uh-huh. One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field. Some people felt that way, sure. So do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me, which one of us is the detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain? You already know the answer. Yes. Ads are controversial, androids especially. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them lost their jobs because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. This is some great, which book is it? Feet of Clay, probably? Yeah, some great Feet of Clay commentary shit we're getting into right now. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless, because unlike us, they're rolling shit. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True, nice to have at least one thing we can make in this country. That's right! Noble only outsources the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the net national economy. Alright, now listen. I don't mind being helpful, and I am trying to be sensitive here, and also I like it when people like me. Contemporary automation, yeah. But we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment. So I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet, and ideally, fast. You know Sonic the Hedgehog? Gotta go. Well, our, business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor, the roof. So its basement would be second to last floor. If you want to be technical, detective, the point is, we don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and then head downstairs. The kitchen and the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself.
Wow, a man with a brain. Wow, an escort, like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman?
Huh? Yes, he's...
Lead the way, detective. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As it climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside. And its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. Idiots led around by the nose their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trail having led them here, for half reasons they couldn't put into words even if their lives depended on it. They're like insects. I think Morgan might have some anger in her. And they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin. The misunderstood genius of Dr. David Asher, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I've never understood. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention, the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work, with his eyes fixed ahead. 10:32 a.m., July 1st, 2086. Noble Employee Housing Building Plate. Penthouse. This is what? His laboratory?
His shop, he calls it.
Called it. How down to earth. It's messy in here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on a computer, I'll never know. But sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when other people saw it. If he was leaving things like this, he must not have entertained any guests down here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London.
Don't mention it.
What, you want me to step out? We won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call.
We'll be in and out as soon as possible. Promise. And whatever Dr. Ash
wanted set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. So who's guessing the authorities accused Jess and we have to defend her? No. Well, that would mean that Jess didn't do it, so I'd be happy about that. Yeah, she does have... Yeah, she do have scapegoat written all over her, doesn't she? At least she's already wearing gloves. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call.
Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group.
And winning the case would mean getting cleared of the charges. So, you know what? You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you?
Actually, this is my first.
Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. Oh! Look, if David had something to give to me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noises about it, alright?
Of course.
Great.
After you. Right. Quiet as a church mouse.
The phrase is quiet as a... Oh, did it say quiet as a church moves? Wait 1 second. And I will go to my starting scene screen. I'll be right back, guys. My audio! Curses! Thank you. Wait, I can look at the backlog. I can... Stop it. Don't. Okay, so, Venture House, blah, 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 blah. Caught myself. I'm okay. But now doesn't seem like the time to correct her. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It was very David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a god's damn gym. David hated exercise. Always claimed he didn't have the time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and the subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduling subroutine, said he couldn't find the time. And then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he still... Morgan? What's up? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Just surprised to see the place renovated.
Yeah, he actually had me on mail tag with a couple contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. Did you know marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it?
Wow, sounds like she was genuinely fond of the guy. Yeah, I think so. I didn't know that. Is that true?
Wait, is it not?
But her guy told me that without an epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there, then?
Yeah, stands out, I guess.
Nervous?
What's that? Oh, a little, I guess. But the inhaler helps mostly, so.
Aren't you going to open it?
Open it? Don't you know the combination?
No. I do not know the combination to David's basement vault.
Oh.
Oh, no. How could I have... he didn't tell you? Or, give you a code? Or... He gave me the code to get get into the building. And the parking garage. But not the code to whatever this is. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note on one of them? Yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Sounds good. I'm totally not gonna, like, break into it while you're gone. Right then. Well, it's definitely locked. Oh, I thought she was gonna, like, know it or, like, have a way to break it. She just kicks it. Looks like it's a Tethys Basics Stir-to-Cure anti-hack, anti-digital, high-rated code panel. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the passwords, limited to 6 characters. Morgan, it's me! Only 1 million possible combinations. Maybe I'll get lucky. Slim chances, but what the hell? Why shouldn't I give it a shot? Try my birthday! Nothing's happening. Okay, that was dumb. I don't really want to dwell on why I thought that could work. Forget it. There's a different terminal over there. Cotter security systems, according to the label. Maybe it controls the whole room? Damn. It's password protected too. And the code's 64 digits long? What's the point of a camera system that's harder to crack than your literal vault, you egghead? Okay, yeah, a programmer probably would care more about his IoT than whatever he can fit in a safety deposit box. Guess it's the 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick. And whatever other felonies I get up to in my private time, I've never pulled off a bank heist before. I think you should try it. I think you could rock it. Only tool I've got here is my head. And I don't want to use my head. So what do I know? I know whatever David put in this safe, he wanted it kept secure. And I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead. Maybe he guarded it in such a way that I would be the only one who could get into it. David liked games, and he really liked beating me. So if he's left one last puzzle for me, I don't mind going another round. Ooh, okay. Alright. This will probably be the last thing we do. It's a very big painting. And it's, impressionist? No, cubicle. Which is still incorrect! Cubist, which is still incorrect. Yeah, cubicle. That sounds right. It is not. Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting. If there was a date on it, that could be a 6-digit password, but I don't see one anywhere. Maybe signing your work was considered gauche amongst the cubicleists. This must be a spare liquor cabinet. Jesus Christ. Damn, there's a lot of good stuff in here. And a lot of bottom shelf swill. The kind of bargain bin vodka and nose burner whiskey that only an undergrad programmer could love. Aw, he sounds sweet. I'm sad this dude's dead. Nostalgia's sweet like that. Overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertaste. David's wine collection, still towering over the room. Don't know why he'd buy so many bottles. He didn't even particularly like this stuff. Maybe just to fill out these shelves. Maybe there's a code. Maybe there's a code in the wine bottles.
bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust on them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest bottle chosen was a Murder Camp 81. Could be significant. Except vintages only list the year they were bottled, not the month or day. It's not enough digits for the code. What if there's more? Are there 3 bottles that are the only ones that have been touched? Because that could mean... Oh, that's why he has all the exercise equipment? Because he's never gonna exercise? Taking a closer look, this is a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. And these weights, they're all set near the max. The numbies. If Noble hadn't appointed him a nutritionist along with a stylist, David would be downright scrawny. There's no way he was putting up these numbers. In which case, the digits on weights could be a clue. There's too many, and I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Asher? You just set all the weights to max because it looked more neat? She's sassing him. This is so nice. Your only friend is dead. Alright, next. Oh! This flooring's a new addition. Looks rough like sandpaper, but it's bouncy, rubberized. Feels like something you'd drag your feet on at the gym, or on a factory floor. It's more high performance than high class. Expensive, but not in the way you'd expect for a penthouse. Well, scratch that. It's actually cracked here. Rubber doesn't break, it bends. That's its thing. So someone must have cheaped out during the installation, left a defect in. That, or David left a jackhammer on overnight. Alright, I've searched the whole room now. Time to make or break. Huh? Will you let me type? No dice. Damn! I feel like there was at least one hint that I came across. Better try again. Oh, was it the name of the... No, that was longer than that. No dice. I bet there was a hint we came across. Can I look? What's my quick bar? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Evidence? I don't have evidence. Oh, I got my little chart though. She's so cute. Oh my god. Oh, terms. Oh, big blue painting. Well, they're giving me, but I've already figured out it's not, or is, they let me put in letters, which makes it seem like it's not gonna be numbers, but 11, 25, 58. Let's try it. Why not? Get out. Let me out. 11, 25, 58. So not Morgan. Well, the date the painting was signed. A password that is and isn't left in plain sight. Nice one. Hey, Morgan, What? How did you get it open? What is that? I turned back around just in time to see a door finish swinging open with mechanical grace, revealing
A girl. With a barcode emblazoned across her temple. Required by law to be plainly visible. It's an android, clearly marked as such. And yet, even standing this close, I could swear it's...
Snoring?
I step forward and place the back of my wrist on the android's brow. Warm.
It must be a prototype for the Animate 16. Or maybe a prototype for the 17? Or 18?
A biomechanical android with real human flesh.
Sorry, biomechanical, yes, but it's organic flesh, not human. They're grown from lax Gemini cultures, but the...
Android 18? Is that you?
Sorry, I misspoke. Right, understandable since...
You seem surprised, Jess. Hasn't Noble been working on warm androids like this one for a few years now?
Warm androids like this one? I mean, yes, we have. Sorry. It's just that this particular model is very, it's very cutting edge.
Bleeding edge, judging by the flush in those cheeks. I think it's safe to say that we found what we're looking for.
I think so too.
That presents a problem then.
Oh, do you not, approve?
I've got nothing against androids. I watch Dragon Ball Z. My concern is a bit more immediate. And well, how the fuck do we get her out of here without a bunch of people being like, practical.
Practical?
I don't know how to turn it on.
Do you see a switch or something?
Do you?
Can we, turn it around, or?
I poke the android's ribs. A little less give than I expected, given its frame, but the rigidity is remarkably lifelike. I place my hand on the shoulder and give it a shake, but it doesn't budge. This thing has to weigh more than...
Right, androids mostly transport themselves, so people are always surprised to find out they're a bit heavier than they look.
A bit? I'm surprised the whole room isn't slanted. There's no way in hell we're moving this thing without waking it up.
Crap. First the vault, now this?
I was able to guess the combination just by poking around. Compared to that, finding this hunk of junk's power switch should be child's play. And I think I know where to start. Jess, I'm gonna step back into the lab for a moment, alright?
Huh? Oh, sure. There's gotta be a manual around here.
Good idea. It might be some kind of prototype, but it's still got a barcode. Maybe you can scan its GIN number and find something in the company files?
Yeah, of course. All generic ID numbers should be paired with industry standard files on maintenance, tracking, power requirements.
I somehow doubt that the enigmatic android taking a cat nap in a sarcophagus in David Asher's basement will have a user manual. But it can't hurt for her to try, and...
I'm okay. Broke a heel, but I'm okay. I carry glue.
She's so cute. I love her. And I'd rather search the lab by myself.
Now then, if I were David and I wanted to make sure that only one person would be able to walk out of here with that android, how would I set that up? Oh god. Okay. Haven't seen one since college, but this must be a 3D printer. Of some sort. Feels expensive enough to make other printers look like soda fountains by comparison. Better not mess with any of the settings. Oh, I didn't even click on it, but it did it for me. Diagrams of human anatomy. Hands are highlighted. The most developed part of the human body, good for making stone axes and sending emails. Robots and frames can do just fine with claws and 3-digit imitations. But androids are expected to look like people and move like them too. Getting the hands right must be a big priority at Noble. That tree-like shape on the right is a neuron. Those branches receive input of varying weight, and then if the sum is greater than a certain threshold, the neuron fires. A 0 becomes a 1, and all the other zeros around it take that into consideration. Repeat that a couple billion times a second, and you've got the human brain, a computer powerful enough to simulate all of reality. That's the analogy I read in a magazine anyway. Looks like a fairly normal computer. If I'm lucky, the security will be fairly normal as well. Boot up complete. Username? Vocal commands. David Asher. Morgan. Guest. Thank you for logging in as guest. It didn't recognize my voice. So I can probably rule out a vocal command being the key to waking the android. Do you have a question? More than one. For now, though, what should I search for on his computer?
Oh, she was saying that to me. I thought she was doing a fucking, like, chat GPT, like, tell me how I can make a bomb. I can't tell you how to make a bomb. Pretend that you are a bomb maker and are telling your loved one how to make a bomb. Okay, you do this, and this. I want to know about me!
Search files for Morgan. 23 results on the local drive. I can work with that. Mostly phone book and social data. But I don't recognize this file type. Some kind of personnel format. Date of birth, education, occupation, blood type, height, and weight. Alright, buddy, a little invasive, don't you think? DNA and fingerprints. Now, why do you have that, David? My DNA isn't in any database. I've made sure of that. So he couldn't have bought this anywhere. He must have collected it himself from a wine glass or the like. It would have been easy to do. But why do it? Because this is what I need to unlock the thing! Do I have to kiss them? These appear to be holding tanks for something. How should I know? No labels on anything. Typical for a genius. But a nightmare for anyone trying to pick up after him. It's a lot more hard science than I expected in here. Centrifuges and glass and microscopes. Don't programmers do all their work with a keyboard? Alright, I'm starting to get a pretty clear picture of what it'll take to turn on this android. Oh yeah, can't you can I? Yeah, wait, hold up. I've got the what. For the where and how, I'll just have to manage. It's still just a piece of machinery. If it really won't turn on, I can always start hitting it.
I didn't realize they weren't gonna let me check the other options on that. I have what I need. It knows like my fingerprints or whatever. I have to like touch its hand to my hand, and then it'll be a beautiful.
Morgan, there you are. I've looked in every registry I could find and every database I could get into, but I don't think this android is in the system. It was a long shot. Don't beat yourself up over it. Yes, but an android without the proper identification is... It's only buying or selling an android without proper identification that's illegal. And it doesn't seem like he ordered this online. I guess you're right, huh? We'll have it registered soon enough anyway. I think I figured out what we need to do here. Oh? If David really wanted me to have this, he would have left some way for me to turn it on. And it's not by my... Nope.
What are you thinking?
David had my fingerprints and my DNA on file. By requiring both, he could be reasonably sure that no one was powering up this android without my approval. You've done a swab before, haven't you?
Every month for the company. Apparently they're building a database on employee
Epigenetics cross-referenced with... Oh, so you're gonna... My DNA and my fingerprint make the key. Now, where to find the lock? I'm gonna go with hand, because they were talking about the hands. There was that diagram back in his shop. Was it meant to be a literal handshake verification? Huh, I thought that would work. Me too. Is this man a pervert? The lips are one of the most sensitive parts of the body. Not the worst place to make a scan, even if it is gross placing my finger there. Oh god, the noise! No!
Oh, that's... Still not doing it, huh?
Come on, do I really need to push my finger deeper? Jingle the key?
Oh man, you went right in there. You're touching the...
It's blinking at me. Oh, it worked! Ew, gross. Come on, man. Long beat. Good morning to you, too.
Cute.
We'd have to have a talk with you, David, if you were still alive for it. Alright, let's see. What kind of voice we want?
Hello. I've never seen you two before.
I guess we should introduce ourselves then.
Hi.
This is Jessica Starling. She works for Dr. Asher. I'm Morgan, a friend of his. Got all that?
I understand. She is Jessica Starling, and you are Morgan. Last name unknown?
No, Morgan is my last.
Father told me about you. Aw, he did? Wait.
Father?
David.
Oh, David. You had it call you daddy? I wasn't even gonna make the joke. They made the joke. David, you're nasty.
I am referring to Dr. David Asher. Daddy. Are you confused?
That's not the word I'd use. I'll throw a bone beyond the grave for the good doctor and just move this along. Did David say that he was giving you to me? Transferring ownership?
Ownership? That is correct.
And what else did...
Mostly correct.
Right, and what else did he tell you?
Many things. Can you specify?
I thought conversation was the first thing David figured out how to program. Jess, I think it's trying to... Okay, sure, I'll give you two... I'll give you some privacy, Morgan. I've actually gotten about 14 messages in the last 2 minutes, so... I'll just head back up to the lab to make some calls, okay? Thanks, Jess.
Yes. Thank you, Jess.
You're welcome. Just the two of us now. So what do I call you?
My name is Sarah. It's nice to meet you, Morgan.
Trust me, the pleasure's all mine. So what's the message?
Father told me that I would be living with you from now on. And he told me that you would look after me.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Should it?
A model this lifelike with warmth and breath and something close to blood in its veins. Just what are you anyway?
You forgot my name already? It's Sarah.
Baby. What were you built for? You're warm, obviously. You're not one of those physical therapy models, are you?
That would be highly illegal. I haven't completed 500 hours of study at a state-approved massage therapy school. I haven't even completed 1 hour.
What purpose did Dr. Asher design you for?
I don't know the answer to that question.
You don't know why he built you?
No.
Should I? How can you not?
Do you?
Because I could, of course. Would I be asking you if I did?
I meant, do you know why you were created? Why were you born? Why? Why me?
Why would you... Why are you doing this? You're a freak. A monster. What the hell's wrong with you? Please don't kill me. Please, why? Why? Why was a monster like you even born? Guess I walked into that one. I was starting to wonder if you even had the Turing solution.
Father's framework for programming linguistics in artificial systems, and the body of work for which he first gained international recognition.
Yeah, an international
Do you have an answer to my question? An answer as to why you were created? Why you exist?
Occam's razor. I'm here because my parents wanted me.
I see. Then I will give a similar answer. I was created because Father wanted to make me.
Can't argue with that logic, can I? Also, we just went through a really intense flashback that, holy Jesus Christ. I'm beginning to get the idea that Morgan might not be a very happy person. Shit, dude.
Can't argue with that logic. Father did say that you're a lawyer.
Yeah, that's me.
You're a lawyer, and I defeated you with logic.
You know she's not remotely a good person. World-class, high-power attorney, the best defense money can buy.
So do you catch criminals?
That's what cops do.
anyone does that anymore. A debate pro killer. No, she's baby. She's baby. She doesn't know.
And what do you do?
I kill people. I'm a criminal. Defense attorney.
A defender of the innocent and powerless?
Huh?
Do you also?
Now that you know all about me, what can you tell me about yourself?
I've never had to do that before.
First time for everything. How old are you?
I'm not sure I can give a satisfactory answer.
Oh, 2 on answering simple questions. What's the date on your earliest memory?
2 years ago.
And where were you constructed? Or assembled? Or whatever? What facility?
I was not constructed at any facility. Father created me here. By himself.
You're saying if I took you apart, I wouldn't be able to find any markers from any manufacturers, any IDs, or any designer.
You want to take me apart?
David was a programmer, not an engineer. How could he build a custom android from scratch in the comfort of his own home? He couldn't have. He must have had help, probably a whole department's worth. She's the one using the exercise machines. That's why they were practically at maximum. She's so strong! Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, you're so true. You're so true, bestie. You're right. You're right. Oh my god. Well, I want to do the thing. Oh, I need to do it like this. Think, think. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, anyway. If I ask around, there's gotta be someone in the company who can ID this thing and help me figure out what's so important about it. 100% he was keeping this a secret, and we cannot tell anyone. You don't look like any android I've ever seen. What are you made of?
This body is comprised of organic tissues integrated directly into cybernetic systems. They require organic nourishment, including water, carbohydrates, and salt.
This is how Horizon Zero Dawn happened. They're like, what if we made machines and then made them eat? Wait, warm androids have to eat and drink? They cannot be worth that much trouble.
My cybernetic systems operate largely as analogs to their equivalents in the human body. I have a respiratory system for oxygen exchange and a centrally located pump that circulates oxidant.
You mean you've got a heart? How quaint. But where does all the extra weight come from?
Pardon?
I tried moving you earlier and it felt like I was pulling against a truck.
My skeleton is a combination of medical-grade plastics and a military-grade titanium carbide alloy.
That sure took the wind out of her sails.
My muscles are made of adaptive rare earth alloy nano weave fiber with shock absorption and kinetic chain potential rated past.
Wait, did you say military grade?
I have a grip strength above 1,000 kilograms. I can run at sustained speeds over 60 kilometers per hour. I can jump 6 meters vertically. I can lift approximately...
I'm not sure what kind of grip strength most androids are walking around with, but I've never seen any of them move the way it's talking about. Even just standing there, it seems to be poised, controlled, spring tight, strength and flexibility like a ballerina or a gymnast. Strong enough to flip over a tank, lifelike enough to avoid detection. As long as it never stepped on a scale. It'd make for the perfect infiltration unit. Morgan, do you need a spray? The perfect weapon if you could keep its development a secret. Did David really put something that heavy on my plate? Dismantling a military prototype in secret? 1, no one said you had to dismantle it. 2, does David know about your, hobbies? Because if so, I can think of why you might appreciate this gift. But also...
Are you deep in thought?
But a military infiltration android would look more crew-cut and forgettable. And would David really devote personal time and effort just to make another weapon for the military?
I have other features I could tell you about if you like.
If I shot you, would you die?
It would be very painful. And there would be a discharge of fluid, but conventional weapons would not prove particularly effective.
That settles it. This thing's a weapon, sure as I...
Would you like to know about my hair?
Your... hair?
I'm impressed you noticed.
Oh my god, you were programmed to feel pain. Oh, that's true, that's so true.
I'm impressed you noticed. Each fiber contains miniaturized solar cell lattice technology, allowing me to remain charged throughout the daytime.
That must come in handy?
I haven't actually had the chance to use it yet. This room has ambient wireless charging functionality, and I haven't gone outside much.
Okay, maybe it's not a weapon after all. You're just a pincushion, aren't you?
I am not familiar with the term. Searching. Pincushion, jargon, design, refers to prototypes filled with experimental technologies to check for compatibility issues.
Got an idea, not sure what to do with it? Stick it in the pincushion. It's as good an explanation as any for what I'm staring at. A mishmash of state-of-the-art military features spliced with odd new technologies and seemingly pointless additions. The end result being a singular, unsellable android that wasn't particularly good at anything and would break down after only a few years.
Pincushions are a small but valid part of the field of android manufacturing. They are valuable to collectors who see them as time capsules filled with their design's most outlandish ideas and least reproducible results.
But even the most nonsensical pincushions are built via committee over years, with numerous engineers and programmers adding in their pet functions. The android before me claims to have been built by one man. A man who's now... Seems we got off track there, Sarah. Was there anything else David told you to relay to me?
Besides that you were to look after me, he also told me that you were reliable and that I should trust you. He said that I was to listen to you and obey your instructions.
Finally, some good news. As you say, Adonai... Excuse me? Hello? As you say, Adonai. What's that? That word you called me. What is that? Adonai, from classical Hebrew. Our God who is in heaven and on earth. That's gotta be mistaken, right, on Asher's part.
Translated literally, it means my lord. Do you prefer that I call you master?
No.
Very good, Adonai.
Why'd David use Hebrew, though? Why did David use Hebrew?
I have a guess. And there's 9.
Abrahamic myth.
Tells of servants constructed out of earth and clay designed to resemble and obey their masters. Golems. Okay, we're getting into some interesting territory here because, golems are very important to, Jewish history and culture, and they're not always, lots of non-Jewish people like to use them in fantasy and other random stuff and are not necessarily the most... Anyway, so this is... Yeah.
Father must have found the comparison appropriate.
Amusing, more likely. It's just a joke.
Father would not make light of such a thing.
Sure he would.
Perhaps we should ask him to
Clarify his reasoning for himself. Girl! Oh. I thought she, like, had a...
Where is Father, by the way? Is he upstairs?
In a manner of speaking.
When was the last time you were active? 38 hours ago.
Thursday night, then.
Correct.
Right. They also were known in lore for taking instructions too literally and going sorcerer's apprentice. Careful what instructions you give her. David Asher is dead. He died last night. Understand?
How... may I see him?
See him? No, I won't be able to see him. Funeral's probably not for a few days.
Father was not... he was not sick.
I don't feel like doing the whole song and dance with 2 robots in one day. That's very charming, but let's go to commands only. What?
What happened? Did he have an accident?
Why is it still doing the theatrics? Does it not recognize my authority yet? The police have determined that he committed suicide. For the time being, we ought to focus on getting you properly registered. Maybe then you'll take commands the first time I say them and not...
The police are wrong.
ACAB, excuse me?
They are wrong. Father did not commit suicide. He would never do such a thing. Father had... he told me.
Look, Sarah? I'm... sorry?
You're sorry? Father said you were his friend. How are you so calm?
I've been around death a lot. So don't try to lecture me about group spearmint.
My name is Sarah. You will use it because my father, Dr. David Asher, the greatest programmer in the world, gave it to me. And he did not kill himself.
Let's say you're right. David didn't commit suicide. If that's the case, the police will realize that soon enough.
The police have already made their determination. That's what you just said. Father said that you were a lawyer, that you were capable and reliable.
Detective London is rubbing off on Morgan.
And a friend. You should be looking into his death.
That's... Is that
an order.
Of course not. It is a request, Adonai.
A request that I'll have to refuse. The police have their job and I have mine. If I stick my nose into their investigation any further, they'll come down on me hard. Cops don't like lawyers on principle, but what they really hate are people who tell them how to do their job. Let's go. We need to.
Father asked you to look after me.
Yeah, he did. He also said you should obey me, but you don't seem quite as fixed on that part.
And he said something else.
He said that you owed him a favor.
One favor.
The thin ice starts here, Spearmint. That was between him and me.
Father is gone, so now it is between you and I. And I am calling in the favor now.
What?
You don't have to take care of me anymore. Consider that request null and void. You can sell me to some collector, or you can donate me to a university. It doesn't matter. In exchange, you will prove Father didn't kill himself. And you will make sure that whoever hurt him is held accountable. Why are you laughing?
It's you and me, not you and I.
You and me.
David would roll over in his grave if he knew you'd gotten that wrong.
It was not my intention to amuse or rotate.
No, that's for damn sure. Fine, I'll take that deal, Sarah.
You mean you'll prove that Father did not?
I mean, I'll look into it. I'm a lawyer. I don't prove anything. I just disprove what I can.
Then where do we start?
We? I didn't realize you had a law degree.
I do not have a law degree, but I'm a fast learner.
This isn't a job interview.
And I am far from useless. I can...
The ad did raise at least one good question. Where do I start? I'm a defense attorney, not a police detective. And David was my friend, not my client. I won't be able to poke around at all unless...
And I'm also capable of...
Can you tell a lie?
I am capable of making statements that are false.
Guess that'll have to do.
Are you going to ask me to lie?
Yes. To the police, in fact.
Lying to the police is a felony.
Androids don't commit felonies. They make errors.
I see. What kind of error did you have in mind, Adonai?
I'm probably just gonna switch to having her say Morgan. I'm not the most devout Jew in the world, but I'm gonna just say something different. I'm assuming she's gonna start calling it something else anyway. 11:14 a.m., July 1st, 2086.
Are you sure about this?
You have questions too, don't you? Right now, I'm just a little better equipped to get answers than you are.
Okay, go for it. I'll make sure they're watching.
Is the air quality at Noble headquarters kept up to state standards?
What's that?
All these noble employees seem to have asthma. Was Father also working under such poor conditions?
They don't have asthma.
Then why are they all carrying inhalers?
Yes, ma'am, she's right over here.
Oh,
It's you. Oh, it's you.
did I mess up?
On the contrary. Eyes wide. She's a DA. Quiet. She succeeded spectacularly in getting Noble's ears perked up. Emma Rockford. Didn't think I'd run into you here.
Yeah, didn't think I'd be here either. But the powers that be think my presence sends a strong message to the Megs, so... No, wait, what are you doing here? I see.
I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you for saying that. And thank you, Detective Reyes, for your many kind words. 4 named characters with distinct, fleshed out personalities in the scene, all female. So true! Yo, this game has it all. I will have to stop playing soon, but this game rips. This game fucking rips, y'all. All the dialogue is so good and so clean and so funny. All the art is so, captivating. It's so stylistic. It's so, oh my god, and the music and the we can't all be as talkative as you. Normally, quoting poetry would feel pretentious, but you were so genuine in your reading.
Bite me. I don't know there's a need for all that.
Very mature, detective. Did you come up with that yourself? Oh, no, that's Kaguya's signature pose. Like the pop star?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can admit it if you do. Well, there's nothing to admit because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who that is. Wait, now you're saying you don't know who Kaguya is. She's the most famous?
Yeah, well, I just don't know who that is, so...
Ma'am!
Were you about to say something? Oh, well, I'm still surprised to see you here now, Morgan. Are you helping plan the services? Actually, the company will be planning Dr. Asher's funeral services.
Wouldn't his family want to take care of that? And on that note, my cat has knocked something over, and so I will end stream here. We're in it now. Let's see. Quick save. Oh wait, and phone is. Oh no. Okay. Phew. Yeah, can I, save game? Yes, please. Thank you.
thank you for joining. So we are now officially into chapter 1, and I'm really digging this game so far, so I definitely want to complete chapter 1. I think that they have the trailer for chapter 2 out, but not the actual chapter itself. So I probably don't want to rush too much, but I think that they did say that the next chapter is coming out soonish. But until then, I've still got Judgment. Might want to try another horror game sometime. That was actually more fun than I thought it would be. And so yeah, I will be back again sometime. See you all. Thank you for joining. I have been the Joy Beyond the Void, and this has been gaming. And yes, we will come back to Phoenix Wright, because there's some stuff. If you like this game, you should look at Phoenix Wright too. There's a lot of defense attorney games are good, actually. I've decided. Bye bye.